Hi everyone, it's Jen with the Rising Strong Wellness. I wanted to pop on today to talk about a couple things, specifically about the word triggered, because this word is getting thrown around like crazy. It's become a thing. It's become something to be mocked, just like what always happens with words in our culture. But it's still a great and accurate idea of what's happening. So I actually prefer to use the word activated, and this is something that I teach with many of my clients as well. So activated, that's what's happening in our bodies. That's what's happening in our brain. Our primal brain is saying, there must be a threat. This feels unsafe. I feel uneasy. Whatever the story is, the world is not a safe place to be. There are no safe people. I am alone. Whatever the story is that we have written in our brain and body is what's happening when we're activated or triggered. And so this can happen from even things that we don't understand or recognize. This can be back from pre-verbal. This can be we didn't have some very significant safety and security things met for us in our very early age. We could have generational trauma, ancestral trauma, birth trauma, all these different things. But it boils down not so simply to the fact that it's engraved within us and that our body remembers even things that we do not cognitively remember at all times. And so being activated or being triggered could come from a smell, a sound, a touch, a sensation, a simple noise, anything that just brings something up for you. Could come from words that aren't landing and feeling very well. And many times it comes out of us like a really bad reaction or a quick reaction that we may not always be understanding of. You may know exactly what these things are or what the things are that really get you activated, or maybe you're not really in tune to that at this point, and that's okay too. But for those of you specifically who know or this is happening, it really feels like your present moment is getting taken away. You're being robbed of the present is essentially what's happening. And so I want to offer you a few tools to help yourself come back to the present moment. And specifically with even some of these like pre-verbal traumas, you can't mantra your way into it. We cannot cognitively say, I am safe, I am safe. We have to rewrite the story within our body that says I'm safe. And so that's where a lot of the work that I do specifically, or other somatic experiencing practitioners, body workers, anyone who puts their hands on other people, healers, however you want to think of them or address them. That's another video. But the idea that our body remembers and we're creating opportunity to come back to the present moment when things are feeling overwhelming or a little chaotic. So you know your thing. Whatever has happened, that sensation starts to boil up within you. Maybe it's your heart racing. Maybe you're feeling hot. Maybe you get sweaty. Maybe you get a lot of anxiety. Maybe you get very angry and you don't understand why. Maybe on and on and on. You know your thing. Or maybe now that you're hearing this, you might go, I'll be curious about that one thing. So things you can do when we are checking out of that uncomfortable, that's essentially what's happening, is our body says, this feels bad, gotta go. And so we either check out, we numb out, we don't wanna sit in that discomfort. So what we're doing is gently, compassionately offering our body an opportunity to say, okay, let's come back to this moment. So things you can do. You hear this all the time. This is another new buzz thing happening, grounding. I'm so glad it's happening. But to actually put these practices into your day-to-day life, that's another challenge. So even just noticing, I feel my feet against the ground. Put your hands on your legs. You could put your hands on your desk if you don't feel comfortable putting your hands on your physical body at that moment. And just feel. You could put your hands on your legs so you feel the bottoms of your feet. You feel your hands on your legs. You feel your seat. You feel supported by your chair. Giving yourself this opportunity to notice your physical body. Then noticing, tuning in, noticing your breath. Even saying the words, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So giving yourself opportunity to get back into your physical body. Another thing you can do, even as we're talking, just talking about being triggered might be triggering to you. It's okay. So pause now. Get into your body. Touch your arms. Be here. Touch your hands. Hold your hands. Show up for yourself. Comfort yourself. Just even holding here. And then giving one step further, telling your brain and your body to connect. My hands are touching my arms. My hands feel really cold right now. Looking around. Good. Even bringing hand to heart. Same thing. Feeling your hand, feeling your breath, and then very slowly, because this may feel good to some people, but it may not feel good to other people. But orienting to where you're at in this present moment. Opening your eyes just a little bit bigger, because in fight or flight, and we're open and we're taking in a lot of information. So we're asking our nervous system to calm down. So even touching your legs or holding your hand. I'm looking around the room and I see that the wall to the right of me is white. And then I look to the other wall, it's blue, and I see the window. I see trees. I see a fake plant in the corner that's green. And then just coming back to center, back to myself, back here. Even offering yourself some affirmation, some validation. Whew, what I just went through, it felt bad. But I hung in there and I'm still here. I am back in the present. I am safe. I am supported. So just a few tips there of how to come back into the present moment. I also teach a lot of my clients to have a plan for this. So it seems silly, but if this is something that's really disruptive in your life and it's starting to play a big factor in your day-to-day, know what the things are that make you feel good. Have a plan. If I'm at work and I'm in a meeting, this is my plan so that I can still be present and not check out to where it feels safer. You can even take a drink of water, take a big fake yawn. That pause creates a moment. You could be at your kid's game and the noise feels too overwhelming. Come back to center. So have a plan and know what feels good. Maybe your plan is putting a blanket over your head and curling on the couch and watching Netflix just until you feel better and safe and taking a long nap. That's a plan too, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we're working towards every day increasing our capacity for being able to take more in while we're dealing with all of the stuff that's already there. So knowing how to hang and how to ride those waves. Because when the wave comes, we surf it and then we let it complete itself. If we don't let it complete itself, it smashes into another wave. It just integrates itself back into the body. So we're allowing ourselves that full completion and rewriting the story. I'd love to hear any questions that you have about this. There's a lot to learn about fight, flight, or freeze and what's happening. And the more that you know, the more that you can understand, the more it makes sense to put these tools back into your day. All right, let me know how it goes.